Today, I'm digging into my world record speedrun and sharing the strategies and luck that helped me win. Please share this video with someone you know who is trying to get faster. This is a big run. This is the first sub 7 speedrun, but in terms of the established meta, it's not really breaking in much new ground. A couple weeks ago, I explained some of the meta that's being built in the speedrun community, and you can see a lot of these features in this run. So first thing, that early relic draw, the theme of that relic should really be just to keep you alive. In this case, it was Melting Knife, which gives you 1 HP and 1 block every time you attack. So it's a great speedrunning relic. It's one of the ones that we identified as being, those top tier relics for speedrunning. Overall, that still lines up with the meta. That first relic should be to help keep you alive so your focus can remain on attacking and getting through floors quickly rather than trying to stay alive. The second thing to notice is Mark of the Chosen One. That relic is present in the speedrun, plays a very major part. It has not received any update from the devs, so it still remains very, very strong, especially when paired with Flash. And that's the third thing I'd like to point out is Flash Attack. There's actually 2 Flash Attack dice in my hand by the end of this run, and I actually get those pretty early. All of those combine on floor 20 to stun lock the boss and really culminate in a fast time. There are a couple deviations from the established meta that I shared before. The first is that my deck size is 5 and not 6, so it's definitely on the lower end of what a normal speedrun deck would be. The next thing to note is I do discard both my block dice and my heal dice. I go only with those original boost and attack dice. I'm the only one of the fastest runners who is doing this now. For example, Datwell tends to keep his heal die, Quantum Flare tends to keep the block die, and a new runner on Discord, It's Chives, has actually been keeping both. I do want to shout out 2 items here. Both of these were really cool and I think will play a role in later attempts. Star Yo-Yo, I only picked that up on floor 18 and there was an event floor right after. As mentioned before, that is the relic that allows you to spill damage over, creating that area damaged, area of effect type of dice. This is really an amazing relic. When you do encounter it, which is rare to encounter it, it's always so late in the run. If you could pick it up early. Terrain dice plays a dubious role in maybe 2 or 3 floors. Looking back at it, it may not have actually helped tangibly in terms of actually dealing more damage that I needed or actually saving any turns, but I think it sped up my decision making. More on that later. There were several mistakes here, and overcoming these or limiting these will be essential to get a faster time in the future. So on floor 7, I overlooked the ant. The space it blocks counts against Mark of the Chosen, so my attack value is not tripled. I lost a turn because of it, lost health, and also got very flustered. Floor 9 and 10 are really clumsy, and this is right after I'd gotten that Mark of the Chosen. Because of the ants, I have to switch between the no mark and the mark mental math. When you play a flash dice, a flash attack down, that goes into effect immediately. So if you don't have the math right in your head, you could make a mistake. This cost me time as I had to decide if my attack was being tripled or not and if it would be enough. On floor 12, for the reward, I picked up Forge Hammer instead of Joker. The Hammer Relic gave me nothing because it only impacts heavy. I had just been playing the exploit runs where you try to grab that in with the flash and heavy terrain. I had just been playing the exploit run and grabbed it out of habit. You can see I regret it immediately. Having Joker would have let me run with 6 in my deck instead of the 5 that I ended up going with. Also on floor 19, I got the Cursed Primordial Fear. This is always a downside. It causes you to lose health whenever you use up energy. I've mentioned other ways to get past this curse, but having Melting Knife along with the amount of flash attack that I did really negated it. Now these were the major moments that really turned this speedrun into the world record. On floor 2, I pulled the Melting Knife. This is kind of rare. 1, the event itself, whenever you're rolling the basic attack dice, is basically a 50-50 shot, whether your dice will roll a 1 or a 2 and whether you'll pass that event or fail it. But it's also somewhat rare in itself. The first event can appear anywhere from floor 2 to floor 4. I think that having it in an earlier floor is much better, since that relic can help you through the floors after it. There's also other events that can spawn at the same time. This one is probably the best early relic to pull and the best event to pull, and I got it on floor 2. By floor 5, my deck is managed down with 3 attack and 3 boost dice. I've got full health, and I can put my silver upgrade on 1 attack and 1 boost. This is the point where good luck meets good strategy. Floor 6, I have a neat recovery with a bit of a mistake to use the Caterpillar for a double kill. For the reward, I draw Mark of the Chosen as relic number 2. This is incredibly rare. Then on the floor 7 reward, I am able to apply flash to my attack dice, which is then followed by an event floor. So this is really perfect RNG so far. Already I've got everything that I need. I've got a Mana Chand, Mark of the Chosen, and Flash. I have everything I need for a really good speedrun at this point. On floor 9, I discard down to the 5 dice. That initial roll only pulls 5 by default. It's very important for me to get the flash attack on turn 1. On floor 11, I get a second flash reward. This is really amazing. I'm only halfway through the floors and I have 2 flash attack dice. This lets me start turn 1 sweeping floors like on floor 12. Floor 14 is when I actually pick up that glass terrain. The unpolished shard relic I picked up a little earlier has a slight buff for this. Using the terrain helps me overkill floors and quiets the mental math uncertainty that I mentioned earlier. So we quickly reach floor 20 and the boss, and I one-cycle the boss, meaning it never even recovers from being stunned. I hope you enjoyed and learned a bit from my run. I plan to take these strategies and push the world record even faster.